For close to a decade, I've traveled to Anglers Inn for one reason and one reason only. The fishing is incredible. Mexico's Lake El Salto is one place where I know that every cast, I have a very real chance of catching the biggest bass of my life. It's that excitement, that anticipation that keeps me coming back. I'm Joe Thomas, and today I'll be fishing on what I truly believe is the best bass lake in the world on this edition of Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors. I'm Joe Thomas. For over 25 years, I've made my living with a rod and reel. And today, more than ever, I'm still fascinated by the people and the places that make fishing a uniquely American pursuit. What you're about to see is real. This is Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors.
Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors with Joe Thomas is brought to you by Stihl. Are you ready for a Stihl?
That's why this is a dangerous sport, and that's why you always wear your finely protective eyewear, finely tuned protective eyewear, because you see that.
Hi, I'm Joe Thomas, and welcome to Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors. Now, if you've been a fan of the show for some time, you've seen me fishing Lake El Salto. It's one of my favorites. And this year's theme is legendary lakes, world-famous places, and Lake El Salto definitely fits the bill. Now, a lot of times I get people asking me, why would you go there year after year to film a show?
Well, just look at that fish, man. What a porker.
I don't go there every year just to film a show. I go there because I love it and I want to fish. And my cameraman, he won't let me go without him. That might be a pretty good one there. Yeah, that's a good one. Look at that one. Nice one. Coming in the boat. Nice fish. Just so textbook. Just snapped it off that limb, about 6 or 7 feet down. Just felt it tick. Got pretty. This fish is kind of like a gold color. Real interesting color. Mexico bass. Gotta love it. I know I do. I love El Salto this time of the year. You know, there's so many times you can come to Mexico and you always catch them. But when the lake is drawn down, we're here in late June, first part of July, and this lake is at an extreme low right now. They just shut the gates off, they just stabilized the water, and all these fish suck out to these creek channels. It's just like a textbook pattern, and I love doing it because it's in your face, it's combat fishing, and you're not gonna get a lot of bites, but you can catch a 10-pounder, and that's what I'm after this week.
You just can't describe and can't understand how good it is here, how many fish you'll catch, how great the service is, how much fun you'll have, how much food you'll eat, and the weather's hot, but buddy, when you get out there, you forget about the heat.
It's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one. Giant. Giant. Yeah, I got him. He's hooked funny. Look how he's hooked weird. I don't know what he's doing. He's rolling around. I can't tell he's hooked. That's a nice one. Gorgeous. I mean, that's why you fish the trees right there. That's exactly why you fish the trees. Good job, Martine. You called it. The point trees. The point trees. You got a little channel here, and it comes to a point, and he kept saying, you know, make a lot of casts to that point, and that point tree. And it took about 4 or 5 casts. There we go. Awesome. I love you. I'm back. Love El Salto. Look at the head on that mama. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah!
This year was awesome at Anglers Inn. I brought my wife with us, and we went out and fished and caught a lot of fish, and the guides are super and so patient. They helped my wife out fishing and helping her out on how to set the hook, and we had a great time. This is just a wonderful place. The atmosphere, the services is absolutely better than anywhere I've ever been, and they're great people.
Big. Giant. Right there. Got a rod. He pulled the guide. That braid got wrapped around my guide, pulled the guide out of my rod tip. That's a nice one. It's not fast, but it's good when it's good. You're pulling that drag on that braid. A little slow this morning, but we didn't have the sunshine. Now the sunshine's come out, and this is what you get. Look at the head on that mama. I got him! Oh, baby, who's got who? Look at that. Look at that toad. You know how you can tell when they're big? When their eyes bulge. Look at that. Got that thing right on his tongue. Right on his tongue. Shoot, yeah. Awesome. So cool. That's why I say it's the best bass lake in the whole world. I challenge you to find out different. Unbelievable. Look at the back. Look how big that thing is across the back. It's healthy. You're good. Go on. You're free. Go on. Don't go away. I'll be right back with more Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors from the best bass lake in the whole world. I'm Joe Thomas, and welcome back to Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors. Now, one of the things about Lake El Salto that makes it so special to me is Billy Chapman Jr.'s Anglers Inn. Billy and his staff have become like family to us over the years, and their service and accommodations are unmatched. This year I had a chance to bring along a very special guest, Mike Teague and his dad Kenny. Now, Mike was the winner of our American Modern Insurance Real Big Catch contest. He sent in a picture of a giant king salmon he'd caught and got the most votes and won the grand prize, an all-expense-paid trip for him and his dad to Lake El Salto and Anglers Inn. And when he got there, his dad said, "Hey, Michael's the fisherman of the family. I'm just here for a great vacation." And I said, "You know what? You're both gonna be happy." We just pulled up to our Real Big Catch contest winners, Mike Teague and his dad just caught an El Salto monster. Check this one out.
He got out there and he hooked into a 9-pound bass that was, I mean, trip of a lifetime, fish of a lifetime, and it doesn't get any better than this.
Oh, it's wonderful. Nothing like fishing when you catch these. Nothing.
And I'd really like to say thank you very much to American Modern for providing me with this trip. For my father and I, it was the trip of a lifetime, and we can't thank you enough.
Well, after Kenny giving me a sample of what I should be fishing for, I was back to business. Oh yeah, it's a big one. It's just so perfect. I mean, I cranked it down and it bounced off the limb, and you just gotta kind of milk it, and you stopped it. I stopped it, and he literally took the rod out of my hand. It's a good one here. So many patterns at work on this lake. Jumping, jumping, nice one. Oh yeah, it's a good fish. He's hooked just barely in the bottom jaw. When you're fishing these trees, you gotta crank with fairly heavy line. I'm using 20-pound fluorocarbon, but you still got those little treble hooks, man. Nice fish, that's a good fish. Oh yeah, baby. Double line's wrapped around the hook. Whoa, no. He's barely hooked. I got the line wrapped around the treble hook. It's like a recipe for disaster right here. Come here, dude. Got him! Yeah, baby. That's a good cranking fish. I take those all day long. And just the way he hit, he just took the rod out of my hands. The strike is so cool. But what I'm talking about is the milk in that bait. I throw it out there and I wind it down. You feel it bump into a limb, just kind of stop. And sometimes I'll point my rod at it and just give it a little bit. That'll let that lip slip up over top of it. And usually when it comes off is when they cork it. And it's a cool strike. That's a cool fish. Hey, don't go anywhere. We're just getting warmed up. I'll be right back with more El Salto after the break.
Jim got a little liquored up last year and was singing Turn the Page all by himself, and it was,
Go tell your buddies I'm back. They're right there, they're sitting on the bottom. Get them fired up, we'll catch them any way we want to catch them. Real fish there, buddy. Nice one. slowed down that crankbait and I picked that big worm up and threw it in there, and one of them hammered it. Nice fish. You're gonna jump one more time, aren't you? I know you are. Nice one. Nice one. The worm is very consistent down here too. Worm and crankbait, you can't hardly beat them. They shut down on one, you usually pick up the other one. You get her done. Worm. Hit me way out here. Way out. Nice one. Nice fish. Oh, yeah, baby. We're sitting in some pretty deep water here, and right when it came off that ledge, there's like this little ledge. It goes from about 6 or 8 feet, and it falls into about 25 or 30, as best I can tell with this bait. And as soon as it came off, that fish nailed it. Not a lot of trees here. Most of the place I'm cranking have been trees, but this is just, I think they're just sitting on the drop. Very nice. Very nice. I want to get back in there as quick as I can. A lot of times you just fire a school up, and you got to keep them fired up. That's important.
When you crank, that's how we caught all our big fish. I personally caught one close to 9 cranking when I bumped the bush down there. You're gonna get hung up a lot, but you're gonna catch those big fish, and that's the way we caught them. You know, my dad, he fired up a big school, and after that, I slayed him on a big 6XD crankbait. You know, just every time you bump the bottom 2 or 3 turns, he'd be on it.
Uh-oh. I don't think he can be that big. Holy crap. He's going the other direction. He's got to be foul hooked or something. Gosh, people drag like crazy. Oh my gosh, he's a giant. He's a monster. Look at that one, took on top of the head. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, it's a nice one. Look at it. I thought he was even bigger than that. Look at that sucker. Come here, Daddy. Come here, Daddy. Look at that big old fat thing. Look at that. I love it. Love it. Golly. I mean, the wind is everything. You know, that's what makes you make your decisions out here. You catch those fish in the trees when you got the calm conditions. You can make that vertical presentation. When it starts to get windy, get that crankbait out and get busy.
The guide was very, very helpful for a couple people that didn't know what they were doing. He led us through and we caught fish. This is a trip that everyone should take.
That might be better. He's in that tree. I think he pulled me again. I don't think he's that big. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's probably one of the biggest bass I've ever had on this lake. Without a doubt. It's got the crankbait all the way down inside. It's a monster. Baby. Oh, God. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, please, please. You know they're big when you gotta gill him, look at that sucker. Oh yeah! Woo! What a monster. Oh, look at that pig! What a fish! I think that is, hey, get up here, man, get up here, come here, come here. I think that's the fattest fish I've ever caught in my life. Give me some skin, brother. Big. Look at the belly on that. What a giant, what a giant. Unbelievable. I mean, I set the hook on that fish and it just locked solid and I turned and it came up and I said, holy smokes. That's what you come to Mexico for. That's why you come to Anglers Inn, right there, baby. Look at that big, what a giant. Unbelievable. Hey, don't go away. I'll be right back with more Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors. Check this thing out! This is Billy Chapman Jr.'s Anglers Inn International. Good job, man.
Hello, my name is Billy Chapman Jr., owner and founder of Anglers Inn International. Let us show you our world. Just give us a call, 1-800-GOT-A-FISH, for more information.
Biggin. Well, he crushed it. I mean, he corked it too. Nice fish. Fat, healthy sucker right there. That's a tilapia eating machine. The growth rate on these fish down here is amazing too. This fish here is probably only a couple years old. Probably, I would guess 2.5 years old. They've done some studies on the growth in this lake, and just the tilapia, it's solid, there's solid protein. And they eat those tilapia and they grow just fast and they grow big. Welcome back to Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors. Now, throwing a big crankbait in heavy timber for big bass that are suspended can be very effective, but very frustrating trying to get that bait through the trees, unless you have the right technique. And that's this week's tip. I'm just making long casts across these points, these timbered points, and I'll start that bait down there and I'll reel it down and just keep the rod tip low, and there it is, contacting a tree, it's starting to come over the tree. And I'll actually just kind of slow down the reel, give it just a little bit, and it'll let that bait slip up and over that branch. And then I'll start reeling a pretty good clip again until it hits another branch, and then I'll walk it across. Now, you're gonna get hung up every now and then, but the cool thing about this lake is, you know, the branches on these trees, this lake's 20 years old, so, you know, a lot of the branches have decayed and you've just got those long, skinny, whippy branches, and the bait will roll over them pretty well, and there's no bark on these branches either, so that, you know, you've got a really good chance of getting your bait through if you just take your time. If you're just gonna throw it out there and wind it real fast and grind it through, you're gonna be hung up a lot. But once you figure out how to crank through those trees, it's a total reaction strike. The fish are so used to seeing plastics down there, man, you get a crankbait come rolling across the limb, they just grab it. They don't even think about it. Here comes a tilapia, whack.
Let me tell you, it was absolutely off the charts. I had my son caught his biggest fish ever, one close to 9 pounds. Caught several over 7. Guide was just absolutely great, worked with him while I was able to fish and do things. So, I mean, I would recommend it to anybody.
The sucker is pulling hard on it. Oh, no. We'll get the tree. It's a big fish, man. Big fish, big fish. Oh yeah, he's hooked in the belly. Holy crap. Can you say crap on TV? Oh, he's hooked right in the belly. He's not as big as I thought, but he's still a really nice one. Got one hook right in the stomach. Fish. Look, it just barely got one hook. See it? It's hooked right in the belly. Come on, baby. Barely play that fish. Back off a little bit. The tension mounts. Oh, that's a big fish. Look at the head on that mama. Come on, baby. You just come on over here to Jake Tate. Get on Reel in the Outdoors. Yes. Look at the hump head on that one. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's so cool. Oh, look at that fish. As if you can't tell today, we've had the whole 9 yards, the whole enchilada, Mexico at its finest, Lake El Salto. We've caught them pitching jigs, we've caught them cranking, caught them just about everywhere you can, and they're always big. Lake El Salto, Mexico. It's awesome. I'll keep coming here until I die. I'm Joe Thomas. I'll see you next week on Stihl's Reel in the Outdoors. Hey, Martine, you're my man, buddy. You're my man. It's good. Look where I'm fishing. I mean, we're in the Sierra Madres, man. There ain't a boat around. It's heaven on earth. I've said it before. I've done several shows here, and you never catch them the same way twice. It's just the most consistent big bass lake anywhere in the world. I promise you.
Okay, it's been a heck of a day, and we've been working real hard. It's been very hot, but it was a grand time, and I would do it all over again. And thank you, Joe Thomas, for the invitation.